Hello, and here we will see how we can display tabs dynamically, as well as also we will see how we can show hide the controls or in the tabs. And that means suppose tab 1 should have display whatever the columns or the controls, and tab 2 will be having some controls like this. So particularly on this example, we will see how we can create tabs from a SharePoint list. And in the right side, if you'll see here, this is my SharePoint list. It has 3 rows are there. So these three will be acted as 3 tabs. And then we will see how we can display so hide columns from the tabs. And if I'll show you how it will appear is, so the first one, if you'll see here, this is the a list. We have a training request list, which has title, full name, email address, contact number, courses type, training type, track, like this. Columns are there. And then finally we will create a tab like this in a tab format. If you'll see, 3 tabs are there. There are certain space are there. If you want to remove that also you can do. And so basically these 3 tabs are there. If I'll click on personal tab, you can see here these many columns will come. If you'll click on course tab, details tab, some other columns will open. And then if you'll click on training type, then few other columns will appear here. So if I'll display the list also, this is how the list is. So we have a list known as training request tab, and it has these 3 tabs are there. And this is going to be my training request list, where if we will submit the or we will save, the data will be saved here. So now let's, what we'll do is I will log in with powerapps.com so that we can design our form. So you can see here now it is opening. So if you have not signed in, make sure to sign in. So click on the sign in button, and it will open the form now. So you can see here now it is opening. So our you can see here, this is the form from where we can create tabs. So click on create. If you can see here this one, then click on canvas app from blank, click on that, and it will ask now us to create a sorry, to give a name for the app. So we will say power apps, and then we will say tab demo, something like this I will give, and we will open in tablet format. And next click on create. So if you can see here now it will make ready our app in tablet view, so that we can then design our form. So for that, what we will do first is we will make the data connections, because we require to retrieve the data connection for this both the list. So we will create 2 list over there. So first thing, if we'll click on view, and then you can see here data source. Once you click on data source, this data tab will open. You can see it here. So here in the data tab, click on add data source, and if you'll see here, it will open all data connections. So just click on this SharePoint, and once you click on SharePoint, then it will either you can enter the SharePoint site URL, or we can also directly from the suggestion we can select it. So if you'll see here, I will select our SharePoint Sky site from here. So click on this. You can see here now we will first we will create the data connection. So basically we need to select the list. So if you'll see here, the list name is training request and training request tab. So I'll select both and then click on connect. So if you'll see here, down connect button is there, click on connect. So once you click on connect, you can see here both the data connections got created. One is training request, another one is training request tab. So the training request tab will be used for making the tab a view of that form. Now what we will do is in this form we will first go to the app, and then we will create a collection for that. So I'll select this app. On start, we will create a collection. So we can use by using clear collect. So clear collect, and here we will first take the collection name. So I will give a collection name as suppose training request tab, something like that, and then we will use so we gave the connection collection name as training request tab, and then we will take the uh, so we gave a name of this collection. Then we'll use the distinct method here. So distinct, and here we will give our data, whatever the we or data source that we created. So for us it will be the request training request tab, and then we will take the title column here, because whatever the things are there, that is there in the title column. So we will select this title column, and then I will close this bracket also. And so this is how we can our collection will be there. So now this is the collection where um, our tab elements will be there, which is we are reading from this data source. That means it will read from our training request list, request tab list. So from here it will read. So that means that collection will be having whatever the elements are there in this list. So now if you'll see, this collection will have all these three elements. Next, what we will do is you can just click on this run on start, and also we will be able to see the collection here. You can see here this is the connection, and all these three are there now. So you can see here all these three are there in this particular collection. In this collection, all these three, whichever the links are or the items are there in that list, it read, and we have now put it in this particular collection. So now what we will do is, I am there in the screen one. So what we'll do is we will go to insert, and then gallery, and blank horizontal. So click on that. So once you add this, so now what we will do is we'll uh, I will add a button here. So once I add this button from so once you add the button, just click on outside, so that we will just select the gallery control. So once you select the gallery control, go to this data source, and here you select training request tab, because this is the collection, and from here only we want to bind the data. So once I select this, if you'll see here, now still button text is coming like this. So select this, and here select the result. Why? Because everything in the collection we have a result as the header. So that's the reason we have to select a result here. Now once you add this, so we can just make it our width height we can make like this. So just to adjust it, we can do something like this. So you can see here, now these three tabs are appearing like this. So it is, we are reading from the list. So next what we will do is, I will just select the button. uh, what we will do is we'll add a rectangle to down of this button, so that we will be able to know whichever is selected. So the selected tab we will be able to know. So how we can add it? If you'll go to icons, you can just see icons here, and down here you can see a rectangle is there. So just click on that. You can see here one rectangle got added. So we will make can see here, I just made the little adjustment on that. Let's make little, yeah, we can have like this. And this one I can change the color. So we will change the color to, let's say, yellow, or some color like this. So we can see here now on the color is like this. So this will looks like the selected tab. But for this, what we have to do is we need to write a rule so that this rectangle will be visible whenever whichever the tab is selected for that. So I will select this rectangle, and next what we will do is we will write the rule on the visible property. So we'll go to visible property, and here we will write, so if this this item dot is selected, then it will be visible. That means it will be true, else it will be false. So like this we will write, so that only for the selected tab it will be visible. Now you can see here this tab, these buttons are not selected. That's the reason the rectangle got hidden. So now only whatever the button you will select, that will be the background, sorry, the rectangle will be looks highlighted. So let me just go here once, and we will just make it to little up. I can just select it, and we can make little up over there. So this is how we can make it. So next what we will do is now we will write some of the rules on that. Basically, we will be able to we will create a variable, and on that variable we will take the text whatever is selected. So here suppose personal details or course details or training type, that one we will take. So for this I will select this rectangle. Here you can see here rectangle is selected. So on select property, what we will write is select parent, and then we will set the variable. So we will take set, and I will take a variable as var form tab, and on this if you'll see here I will take the value of this button. So in our case button, it is button 1 dot text. So basically this is the text that we will take it in this variable, and I will copy the same thing, and what we will do is I will select the button, and on the button select on select also we will write the same rule here. That means on the button select or in the rectangle select, we are setting up a variable, and that variable will contain the value of that button text. So now next what we have to do is we will take a we will take a forms. We will go and add our edit form over here in this particular screen. So I will go to forms tab and then click on edit form. So if you'll see here now one edit form will be added here. So I will just add it here, and we will make it here like this. And on this if you'll see here we will just select the data source. You can click see here. So the data source will be training request, because that is the data source, or that is the list that from where we want to save the data to that list. You can see here this is how it will come. So now what we will do is we will in this form, basically on the visible property. So go to on visible. So on the visible sorry, on the visible property, you can see here this is visible property, not on the screen, not on the form, but in the screen. So you can select the screen and go to on visible property. You can see here basically here we want to open our new form. So for that reason what we will do is we will say new form and our form one, so that our form one will open here. So you can see here if we'll do that, then whenever the screen will be visible, our form will be also be displayed here. Next what I'll do is we will add one button here. So we will take a button. So now on the screen, we will add a button. So click on this button. You can see here it is coming here. So I'll just take this button here. So this is the button. So we will change the text here. First of all, the text we will make it to submit. And next what we will do is, you can see here it is submit. On the button submit, on select, we will submit the form. So for that reason, we will call the submit form. And on this, we will say form 1. So because our form 1, we want to submit it. So you can see here now on the button submit, our form will be submitted to that list. So next what we will do is, if you want to keep the attachment, you can keep it, because in this particular case we don't need it, so we can also delete it. So our attachment column, we can delete it if you want. So you can just select the attachment and then just press delete, so it will delete this. Now next, if you'll see here, we have 6 to 8 columns are there. So in this 8 columns, if you'll see, we require in the personal details, so you want to display the title, let's say full name, email address, or contact details. Let's say this 4 column we want to display in the personal details tab. In the course details, maybe we can we can just display the course and the course type. And similarly in the training type, we can display the training type and the track, these 2 columns in this tab. So for this, what we have to do basically is we have to show hide these things now here. So for this, what we will do is we will select the title column. So you can see here I will select the whole title, this data card, and from here I will go to the visible property, and on which case it will be visible if the form tab or whatever the variable that we took, if it is personal details, then it will be only visible, else it will be false. So for that reason, we will write the rule here, if var, and we have the form tab. So form tab equal to it is personal details. So personal details, TAILS, then it will be visible. So we will make it to true, else we can make it to false. You can see here. Now I will copy the same rule, and I will go to the email data card. So here also in the visible property, we will write the same thing. And in the contact, if you'll see here, on this contact, basically on the visible property, we will take the same thing. So if it is personal details, then it will be shown, and the full name also on the visible property. If you'll see here, now it will be true. Next, what we will do is about the course details. So if you'll see here, now I selected the course details data card, and here on the visible property, I will go to the visible property. I will just put the rule, but this will not be on personal details. This will be on course details. So if you'll see here, this will be on course details. And similarly for course type also, same way. So I will go to the visible property, and we will write this, and it will be course details. And the last one, if you'll see here, the training type. So here it will be available for the training type. So I will go to this training type, make sure we select the data card. So training type data card I will select. I'll go to the visible property, and here we will write if it will be training type. You can see here, and I will copy the same thing, and we will go to the track, and here also on the visible property we will write the same thing. So you can see here we wrote all the rules, and based on the tab, now it should be visible. And now if you'll see here, actually what we have to do is, suppose the form will open in the beginning, and at that time it should open the personal details tab. So for that, what we can do is we can go to the screen, and on visible you can see here we are displaying the new form. That time also we can set the variable value, so where our form tab equal to our personal details, sorry, not equal to, it is a comma, and then we can do here personal details. You can see here like this we have to keep it, so that at the beginning when it will open, it should open on the form or the personal details or the first tab. So you can see here the first tab will open at the beginning. So now what we'll do is we'll add one more screen here, so that we can display the form here. So for that thing, what we will do is I will just click on insert and then new screen, and we will take a blank screen here. So you can see here blank screen I took. This is our screen 2, and on this basically we will add a gallery control. So we'll click on insert and then gallery, and we can take this vertical this one, and so click on this. You can see here now the gallery control will be added. You can see here. So now we can select the data source here. So if you'll see here, we can take the data source. So for our data course, it will be training request list. Click on that, and then if you'll see here, we can take this as we don't have an image for this. So let's take this and as the title, subtitle, and body layout. We can take this one. So you can see here I took this one, and the first in the title will come, then in the subtitle full name will come, in the body email will come. So whatever it is, we can change these things also. We can change it, and this is how your gallery control will be there. So now what we will do is we on select of that one, we will open the detail screen. So now you will see here, here our items will be displayed, and once you click on this arrow icon, then it should open the display form. So for that reason, what we will do is we will add one more screen here. So I will go here, we will add one blank screen. You can see here, this is the blank screen we are adding here. Now on this, we will add a form. So if you'll see here, go to the form, and this time it will be a display form. So click on that display form, and we will connect to a data source. So if you'll see here, select our data source. It will be our training request data source. You can see here now it will open the screen details. You can see here it will come like this only. So this is how the third screen will come. Now we will go to our gallery too. So here on this we need to navigate to the particular screen, and we need to pass the ID of that selected item also. So for this, what we will do is we will write the navigate function here. So if you'll see here, navigate, and you can see here navigate and to screen 3. So we will navigate to screen 3, and it will be none. And next it will be, we need to pass the ID. So it will be the selected item ID. So for that, what we will write here is we will write selected ID. And what will be the selected ID? Selected ID will be our gallery 2. So you can see here our gallery 2 dot selected dot id, so that whatever the id we are selecting, it will the id will go there. So now I will close the bracket here. So you can see here we close the bracket now. So on the basically next, if you'll see here on the form in this one, so we'll have to now this is the data source is training request, but we have to filter the record because we want to display one record whatever user sent from this gallery to. So on this, I will go to item tab. You can see here, and we have to filter the record. So we will take the first record. So whatever we are getting, we will take the first record, and now we will filter it. So you can see here, filter, and which record we will filter from where, from our data source, which is our training request data source, and based on id equal to our selected id, whatever we took that id, so we can pass it here so that it will just filter one record on this, and we will also close the last bracket, so every bracket is closed now. So now our form, everything is done now. So let's go to file and then we will save it. So you can see here the form is, this is the form. We'll just click on save down here. So we will save this. And once it is saved, you can see here it is saved now. So we can go to the PowerApps here to apps. You can see here PowerApps tab demo. Click on these three buttons, then click on play. And if we'll click on play, so we will see here now whether everything whatever we have implemented, whether it is coming or not. You can see here on personal details tab, the first tab is opening. It has this many columns, and if I'll click on course details, you can see here only these columns are coming. And if I'll click on training type, you can see here these two columns are coming. So now this is how actually the tabs are working fine. Now you can see here. Now let's go back and we will check one more thing here. If I'll go to our form, let's just go to the a button here. On this button, basically on the button, if you'll see here, we display the form one. We submitted the form one, but once submitted, we didn't write any code to navigate to the other screen. So what we will do is we will navigate to our screen 2 here. So I will say navigate, and on navigate we will go to screen 2, and we will say here it is none. So now this is how we can navigate it, so that after submission we can navigate it. Now again go and save the form. So you can see here now publish it. So we publish this form again. So you can see here it is published now. Go back to our PowerApps homepage, go to this apps tab. Let me just refresh once just to make sure that our changes will be reflected here. So let it load and we will run it again. So you can see here now I'll click on this triple dot or this command, click on play. So now you will see here, now we will submit one item and then we will see the full thing here. So now if you'll see here in the first tab, so I will write, let's say Mr. Vijay, and then I will write my email ID here. So you can see here, and then this is the contact number. And next I'll go to the course tab. I will select here, let's say I'm interested for SharePoint Online. Then I'm interested for development. I'll go to the training type here. I will select online and I want fast track, and then I'll click on submit. So once you click on submit, you can see here Mr. Vijay and the email ID. This is how it is coming. Since there is only one item is there, so one item it is displaying. Click on this. You can see here now our details form is appearing, and this is how this all the data is also coming up. So this is how we can work with tab, and we saw a good example on how we can create a tab form, and then how we can bind or how we can make the tab from the SharePoint list, and how we can so hide the columns based on the tab whichever is selected.